So, Arsenal 5, Bolton Wanderers 1. 5-star performance this evening. We rotated the team, obviously for obvious reasons. We've got a billion injuries and we ain't got any other players other than youth. And now it is a proper youth project, Kenny, because 16-year-old boy in goal making his debut. We had Nichols at right back making his debut. We had Lewis Skelly making his first start for Arsenal. We had Ethan making his first start for Arsenal. And Sterling getting his first start for Arsenal. I know he's obviously not a youngster. It was a mix and match. And I've personally thought, when I see the lineup, Saka obviously started, Rice, Jorginho, Calafiori. I thought, at least he ain't throwing it in the bin this year for now. But we absolutely hammered them in the end. But we'll come to the star of the show in a minute. But all of the people that have been calling for fairness in the game, keeping everything equal, call everything out, refereeing decisions, they should have had 2 penalties tonight.
Yeah, I thought so.
And I want to see how many people call that out. But ultimately, we can do that on another stream, yeah. But ultimately, mate, that boy was quality tonight, wasn't he? Ethan Nweri and Wanyeri. I can never say his name. I'm calling him Ethan. I can't say his name.
Wanyeri. He, you know what? He wanted the ball. He took his goals really well. And it was one of the cases, right? What I liked about the team is that, did you notice that the older players helping the youngsters out by coming and showing for the ball?
Yeah.
They weren't playing a natural game. They weren't encouraging the youngsters to hit it long. It was like Declan Rice lending himself, always making sure that he was always on hand to get the pass. Saka playing a lot deeper than he already does because he wants to help out Porter, who was very instrumental in the first goal because it was a mistake. It was his cross, a mistake, and Declan Rice. They're just showing it now on TV. Declan Rice just put us 1-0 up, and then
nice finish that as well. Amazing what happens when you shoot outside the box, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny. And then Sterling was involved in the second goal, good ball from Ranieri, and then Bolton just had a brainwave when they got 2 cuts ball. Declan Rice involved again, and Ranieri makes it like 3-0, and then Sterling gets his goal. His Saka assist. Well, kind of assist because Saka.
Saka sat that defender on his bum, mate. That was funny.
Yeah, it weren't difficult, and then Sterling was involved in a goal for Kai Havertz. So Sterling was, he did what he had to do. He did something. Our good friend Martinelli didn't do. He actually crossed the ball, and that happens when you cross the ball and you're direct. We score a goal. Kudos to Collins for getting his goal. It's a bit of a.
He sat the keeper on his bum. That was a nice goal. I can't lie. But I was a bit gutted for the lad because his first game he must have been bricking it, mate. Yeah, like pissing down with rain at the Emirates, 60k there, and he's just turned 16, 2 months ago, I think, July. So it's like it must be nerve-wracking when shots are coming in harder than you've ever faced in your life. Like, do you know what I mean? I thought he did all right. Apart from that pass out that he gave it to him, I thought he had a really good game.
I think that our players should know better. I think
Gabriel passed the ball back to him.
Sometimes Calafiori forgot that he's 16 and the name of the game was to get close to our players.
He was poor tonight, Kenny. I'm seeing people say he had a good game and this. I thought Calafiori was average tonight. He wasn't even average. He was below.
There's one thing I didn't like about Calafiori, and it's just from a footballing point of view. I always believe that if you've got a youngster playing with you, even if it's your goalkeeper, don't force it to make sure that your passes ain't hospital passes. Always make sure when you're giving the ball, you're close to him to receive it and you give him it in an ankle. There were times when Calafiori thought that David De Gea was in goal with a couple of his passes. But apart from that, it was one of the cases where you had to put Bolton to the sword. You had to use your Premiership experience. You didn't have to go gun-ho looking for glory, but you had to use your brains. I thought our players used their brains today, and I've got respect for that. Saying that, I am glad that we won because it is a competition we have to take seriously. Because maybe if we whoever we get in the next round, it'll be again when we get our players available, it will dictate who we're going to play. But it looks like that with Porter's age, if we get a big team home or away, I do think
he ain't playing again. That'll be his only game of the season for the first team.
I think if you set for date ready, David Hay will play because I think you can play your goalkeepers, can't you?
Or Neto, yeah, because no, Neto's cup tied. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting he's cup tied. But yeah, I don't know. If Setford's obviously further on in his career, yeah, and he plays for the under-21 for England, so you'd imagine that he would get a.
Yeah, you know.
Imagine he'd get a game, but mate, I thought we played so well today. Yeah, but
Oh,
it wasn't an amazing watch.
Mm.
But we didn't have to be amazing today. Yeah, like we rode our luck with the penalty decisions and a couple of chances where they spanked him over the bar. Other than that, I didn't feel like as soon as it went 2-0, I never thought they'd come back into the game.
You know why we played well? It's because simple reasons that players play to a system. They played, to the manager's instructions. Because normally when you play a team that's so bad, there's always going to be one or two players who ain't going to play for the team. They're going to play for themselves. They feel they need to make an impression, and they kind of fur away from what the team required. All we had to do today is just keep it simple. Keep the ball, keep it simple, be direct, put your crosses in. Whoever the forward's getting at the end of it, score at the right times. And you see teams like that off. We didn't give them any encouragement, for them to get back in the game. Even when they started really well, they not only did they have a penalty to put the ball over the bar, it was always a case that when we scored first, we're always going to make sure that we kept the ball. The thing, what I liked most is the fact that we controlled possession. Didn't give them anything to play with. First, before we scored the first goal, they had a lot of possession. After that, it was a case of keeping it simple, giving the ball, making sure we always show for our youngsters. And, I shake all the players' hand. I shake everyone's hand, especially the youngsters. Good game for them. And I do hope that, they'll be involved in other occasions. I don't think we'll see Porter or Nichols because of the fact that.
Well, I've just found out live right now. We got Preston North End.
Away, home and away.
I didn't see actually. Sorry. Let me check. About Cup Raw.
Yeah, they're in the championship. They early on they lost their manager. Right? Yeah, their manager, this Scouser, what's his name? Ryan. I'll get his surname anyway. I think it's.
Oh, yeah, Tottenham got Man City.
At home or away?
At White Hart Lane.
That's all right.
AFC Wimbledon got Newcastle or Chelsea. Villa got Palace. We got Preston away. Man United got Leicester. Southampton versus Stoke. Brentford versus Sheffield Wednesday. Brighton versus Liverpool.
So we got no excuses. Like Brighton.
Yeah, we can go far in this. 100%.
When you think about it, Tottenham Man City is a banana skin for Man City, as it is for Tottenham Hotspur. Brighton Liverpool. If it's at the even if it's at Brighton tricky. Brighton are tricky. Brighton are one of those teams that you have to put them away, because if you don't put them away, they've got the players and they've got the endeavour to take you away. So it's one of those things where I expect us to be in a quarter final. I expect us to be come December. We're playing a quarter final time.
That I've just seen when the games take place. The week commencing 28th of October.
Yeah, that'd be about
just after the Liverpool game, sandwiched in between Newcastle away.
So it's one
that was an easy time, but that's I'll say it's easy. You shouldn't write them off yet.
We play Liverpool on a Sunday.
Yeah, we play on the Sunday, so we'll play that on the Wednesday.
That'd be surprising if it's a Tuesday, because look, you think about Man City.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah,
you never know, because if there's an assumption that Man City, that the big teams ain't going to play their best teams against a team like Preston, it's highly likely that game could be a Tuesday if it's even if it is at the Emirates, even if it's.
And then we've got Newcastle away, Inter away, Chelsea away.
It's one.
That's an easier tie. Imagine if we've got Liverpool, Man United, City, Spurs, and then we're going into after we've played Liverpool. Then we've got Newcastle, Inter, Chelsea. Yeah, that was probably one of the easiest draws, if not the easiest.
It's a draw you definitely want, especially against Preston. Although they're in a higher division than Bolton, they're in the championship. I wouldn't put it past them to think, what? No, we got nothing to lose. They lost their manager Ryan Moore. I think. Let me still get his name, because it's bothering me now. Let me just get the former Preston manager, because the other day I want to get it right so people don't think, oh, he's just guessing. I take a lot of pride in that.
Heckingbottom.
No. Former Heckingbottom's the manager now, but the former
Okay.
Preston. I'm going to put former Preston Preston managers. Ryan Lowe. That's it. Ryan Lowe.
Mm.
Yeah, Ryan Lowe. He lost his job early on. And they got Heckingbottom. So again, they got nothing to lose. I don't see Preston as one of the teams who are going to get promoted this season. I don't see them.
No, the 21st in the table. I'm looking now. They've won 1 out of 6.
So you think about it. They got nothing to lose. They can either go with a top big side and use that as a barometer to get themselves some confidence going into their games of championship, or they could do a Sam Allardyce and just throw a competition, which I would have no respect for. I don't see why any championship side or any lower league side or a team in the bottom half of the table will throw cup games and play the kids.
Well, West Ham did it tonight.
Yeah, but I think it's disrespectful to competition. I think
it's disrespectful to the fans as well.
I think, yeah, especially the trade fans. But I think the little clubs, they have a go about the big clubs not taking the competition seriously, like the FA Cup and the like I said, the League Cup. But I always say to us, what's the excuse for the low league clubs? What's the excuse for the teams in the bottom half of the Premiership? You're not going to get into Europe. So what makes it? It just shows you one thing. To certain clubs in the Premiership, it seems like being in the Premiership is like winning the European Cup. It's like winning the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the league all in all and getting to Europe. And that just shows you one thing. When people say the Premiership is the most competitive, it's competitive for the wrong reasons, because teams have no ambition to do anything like getting to Europe, not winning any trophies, just to be there. And I think that's the bad side of the Premiership, in my opinion.
On that bombshell, we'll leave it there. But a comfy night. It was nice watching Arsenal score a load of goals, load of different scorers, and we see some of our youth set up. So yeah, all in all, comfy. We move on to Leicester at the weekend. And,
harder game.
It'll be a lot harder game. So we've rested some bigger guns tonight, and we move on, guys. But yeah,
we move on.
Make sure you check out my fan cam. Jez is next, Matty. Then I'll be on the emergency meeting. We'll speak about the cups, etc., etc. And we're out. Cronky out. Bosh.